Hi, I'm Mike from Our Life Free, and today I've come out to Sharpenhoe Clappers near Luton. Really quite a beautiful evening. It's been raining all day, but it's cleared up, as you can probably see. And today we're going to show you the first in a series of videos about the method that we outline in the book. And once we've finished this, you'll be able to see a second video about James and I actually going through this process. If there's anything you'd like more information on, please comment down below and we can create some more videos going into more depth about it, because it is only a short video outlining the process. We're going to cover what this step's about, why we should take this step, what the appropriate level of work is here, the change event, detoxing, understanding the change event, turning the change event into a change opportunity, and then on to the journey. This step is about finding out what the origin is, what's causing the change, the inciting incident that sets us off on our journey. This is probably the most important step in our entire journey. Changes are happening all the time to all of us. Time itself is a change. You may have heard the phrase, the definition of madness is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. This step is about breaking that cycle and taking control of change and making it work for your happiness. We're not suggesting that you need to put a lot of time and effort into this step for every change that happens in your life. Some small changes, you do this naturally. You don't even need to think about it. But if you're looking for a major life change, it's worth spending some time and effort just understanding why you want to make that change. It stops the knee-jerk reaction and probably saves you a lot of time and effort further on down the line. First, we need to identify the change event. What has actually happened? The change event is the trigger for us wanting or needing our journey of change. So it's really, really important to know why. For example, a change event is the itch. The journey is deciding to scratch and scratching the itch. And hopefully that'll make us happier, or at least less itchy. You want or need to change something, but why do you want that change? What caused that want? You're watching this, so presumably something has happened to you. Change events can be external things that happen to you. For instance, death of a loved one, birth of a child, a change in a health condition getting better, a lottery win, a bankruptcy, spiritual revelation. There are literally thousands, if not infinite, possibilities of things that could have happened that make you want to change. External change events are often beyond our control, but our reaction to that change event is totally within our control. We can manage our reaction to change to gain influence over the outcome, the change opportunity, and the journey. Each change event has a consequence, action, and reaction. We can't usually change the event, but we can influence the change journey by adding a new factor, control or management. We can also create the change event ourselves. These are internal change events. For instance, learning something, having a realization, fear, hopes and dreams, reactions to other changes, boredom, or just a general feeling. Internal change events can be more complex as we need to be honest with ourselves to understand them, and our motivations are often obscured, particularly where fear is involved. These take longer and can be hard to understand, but the effect of managing these can be so much greater. Change events can be positive or negative, bankruptcy or lottery win, birth or death. Others can be neutral, like the change of day to night, making a cup of coffee, simple things like that, everyday things. All of these changes can lead us to knee-jerk reactions, which can lead to unhappy outcomes and stress and continue downward spirals and poor cycles. Even a lottery win can ruin our lives if we mismanage them. Change events can have differing levels of immediacy, from a slow building pressure that can happen over many years to sudden imperatives such as a car crash. This can also be a false imperative used to rush you. Ask a car salesman. They'll rush you into anything. Not all changes are major. They're not all life-changing. Some might be as small as seeing something on TV, but that can have huge impact. It's worth noting that several changes can happen all at the same time, and if we want to manage them properly and get the best outcome, we need to identify them, separate them, and come up with strategies for dealing with each one, possibly combining them into an overall strategy. Some changes are inevitable, and we spend a lot of time and effort fighting something that is going to happen anyway. What we can do is take that energy and put it into managing the course of that change and that journey of that change to give us something very positive at the end of it. That's the change opportunity. It's important to know where the change comes from if you want to benefit from it, or just to avoid the negative consequences of any change. Allowing change to buffet us and wash over us can actually be very pleasurable and give you a sense of adventure. It can also, in some cases, cause untold stress. And so we're not making any judgments or plans at this stage. We're just simply finding out what happens so we can decide whether we want to just accept it or manage it. Again, don't take too long over this step. Just simply notice the source of the change. We need to deal with toxic events straight away. What do I mean by a toxic event? This could be something like drinking something that is actually toxic. You could have something that you're allergic to. You could be dealing with a situation that causes you immediate anxiety or puts you in danger. You need to deal with that danger immediately. However, if that is not the case, or you can take yourself out of that situation and that immediate danger, you don't need to deal with that situation in that split second. You can take the time to start managing that change. Stop that knee-jerk reaction. Once we've dealt with any immediate danger, we can park the situation to a degree and look at it in the cold light of day. It's important to look around and behind the change event to see what the cause is, what the root cause is. For instance, I saw myself on CCTV and realised I was hideously overweight. The weight itself and seeing myself on CCTV were not the true problem. When I sat down and thought about it, it's my relationship with food, my eating, my mental processes that are actually the problem that I was trying to solve. And so going on a diet, yes, that loses the weight, but does it solve the problem? Does it make the change that I want to make? No, it doesn't. So it's important to explore motivations. How does the change event affect me? Do I need to be affected by it? Do I care? We need to understand whether a change is inevitable. If it's not inevitable, we can choose not to be involved with that change and not let it affect us. If it is inevitable, we've got several ways that we can deal with it, such as we can fight that change. Now, some changes are worth fighting for. It takes a lot of time and energy and effort, but some changes are worth fighting for. Others, we just let them wash over us. Changing the weather, what we're going to do about it? We accept it. Another option would be to manage that change, to transform that change and use it to our advantage. We can effectively change the change. So now we've identified the change event, we've removed ourselves from any immediate danger and parked it. We've taken a little while to explore and understand the change and our relationship to that change. And we've also started to form some ideas about how we are going to manage that change and what outcome we might want. At this point, we are not going to make any firm decisions. We're just going to think about what might be. These ideas will be solidified later in the process. But the first thing we need to look at is the risks. Take a few moments to look at what might be. Look at the risks that could be associated with the journey of change. What could happen? What do you fear happening? What is likely to happen? What could go wrong? What would the people around you think about that? Have you got the resources? Don't try to make any firm plans. Just think about the things that might be associated with the change. Are there any other changes that are going on that you could incorporate into your change journey? What dreams have you always had that you might be able to use this opportunity to fulfill? Go wild. Just dream for a while. Don't write any of this down. Don't set it in stone. But later on in the journey, you may come back to some of this. So now we're getting a picture of what has actually happened, what it means to us. We may have some ideas about what we might want to do with it, but we're ready to go on to the next step in our journey. The first exercise is to get a notebook. You can do it on a computer or on your phone or something like that, but we feel that a notebook is a very visceral way of recording these things. Open it up, and on the first page, write down your reasons for change, what you've discovered by doing this exercise. That way you can refer back to it on a frequent basis, because hopefully as you get happier, you'll almost forget the situation that caused you to go on this journey, and that can lead to a lag in the journey. So look back and see where you've come from. Thanks for watching. I hope I didn't go on too much. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't done already, please subscribe. It really helps us out. And if there's anything you'd like more information on, please
put that in the comments down below. We do try to answer every single one of them. And as we're going to have further videos in this series, if you click on the bell icon, YouTube will notify you when the next videos are published. Thanks for watching.